Hey, what's up YouTube? Balder here, and I am playing some more DCS World. This time, I am in the Mig-21. Yes, look at this sexy thing. A little bit of an old plane, as you could no doubt tell by the really worn-out exteriors, to be honest. But, to put it simply, this is a very sexy model in so many ways. It is definitely gorgeous. I've looked at the manual, I've seen a few things. This is quite thorough, if you ask me. Very much attention to detail with that. But anyway, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do an initial test. This initial test is going to involve me flying, and you MiGs will have to wait your turn. But, yeah, I should definitely get started. This isn't going to be a full review. That's going to come later. But once I do get the full review going, or once I finally get around to getting to the full review, I will be able to show you what this plane is capable of, and I will be very unbiased. This plane has gotten a lot of reviews. This mod has gotten a lot of positive reviews. And that is very exciting to me. So I can't wait to test this out. So without further ado, let's take off. Positive rate, gear up. Get the flaps up as well. And look at this shit. Oh, it is quite sexy. But anyway, I'm going to be doing a few stress tests, so this is going to be my initial first look. So with that said, let's pull some G's. Alright. Should probably get the wings a little bit more stable. Can definitely do a loop. But then again, this is a fighter jet. I was kind of expecting that. This thing seems to be... oh boy. I'm actually starting to see something. It kind of has a little bit of difficulty climbing or pulling out of a descent or nosedive. But that's probably just something that I need to keep in mind for further mental memory, to put it more simply. And what is that thing telling me? That I'm going too fast? Nonsense. As I said, I am going to test this aircraft, see what it's capable of. And that's probably the altimeter. Let's... yeah, it's a radar altimeter. Without a doubt. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit annoying. Forgive me. But the, pull-up warning is supposed to be there for a very good reason and has saved quite a few lives. So, yeah. Going to be doing a little bit of mountain runs, or a mountain run. We're actually right next to the Caucasus. We just took off from Nalchik. If you've ever played the Mig-21 Over the Hump campaign, you would definitely see where we're coming from. And you're going to be hearing a lot of beeping, I assume. Not much I can do about that. Oh boy. Wow, it seems to have a little bit of a delay when it comes to turning. If this were a Mig-29 or an F-15, I would not be having that kind of difficulty. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I understand that this jet is old and it does have its limits. But at the same time, it is a fighter jet, so, my opinion's going to be based around the fact that it's a fighter jet and whether or not it can perform like a fighter jet. It also means I'm going to be testing it against the A-10, see how it fares. I'd be fairly optimistic that this thing can outmaneuver and destroy an A-10. A-10s really aren't that great when it comes to dogfights, but it all depends on the pilots. There was actually a Prowler aircraft back in the Persian Gulf War. If you're wondering what a Prowler is, it is pretty much a reconnaissance aircraft. It doesn't have any weapons whatsoever. It does have some jet fighter capabilities, but in the end, the MiG-21 had it beat in every way, shape, and form, but the pilot was so shitty that while trying to take out the Prowler, he ran into a mountain. Dumb son of a bitch. Oh well. I have little sympathy for that kind of stupidity. You always need to be aware of your terrain as such. Because you know what? A missile doesn't have to kill you. In fact, a lot of times it doesn't. The ground, however, the ground has yet to lose to an airplane. In the constant, in fact, the Earth has yet to lose to an asteroid even. I think the only time it did lose was when a planet collided into it, and that's why we have our own moon. But I digress on that. So far, this thing is quite maneuverable. Maneuverable enough, I should say. I haven't been in a dogfight yet. This is actually really my first time flying this plane, minus a few lessons. Once I finally get used to this plane, I'm going to set it to kind of a small trial run, nothing too big, and I'll tell you my thoughts about it. But so far, it is a really sexy aircraft. And come on, goddammit! That was cutting close. Too close, actually. But you can kind of see where I'm coming from. It can't seem to get its ass up in the air. Which, you know, I'll view it as is. The fact that it can do a loop, I have no idea how fast I'm going. I'm breaking the sound barrier. So yeah, I should mention that this is in fact a supersonic aircraft. I have no idea how much fuel I have left. So I'm guessing that's my fuel gauge, I think. No. Oh, whatever, we'll find out. But yeah, let's hug this mountain, see if we don't die. But I do need to pull the stick back a little bit more, a little bit further if I intend to avoid the ground. That's really kind of what I'm getting the gist of. Which, as I said, not too bad, but we definitely need to be a little bit cautious. Oh, hell yes. But anyway, this has been a quick look. This is definitely a sexy aircraft, a little bit shaky when flying, a little bit shaky when taking off, a little bit hard to pull up, but at the same time, it does seem like a very agile, maneuverable aircraft. This is a very small plane, but in the end, it is definitely a sexy plane. The angle of attack is 28, so says the angle of attack-ometer, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Those two lights are your only warning. I should probably put it in a stall, see what it does. Alright, so when you put it into a stall, nothing happens. I mean, literally nothing happens, but let's see if I can get through this shit. Oh, hell yes! This thing can definitely climb. And it should be, because it's pretty much a giant rocket, or jet engine, with wings attached to it. That's pretty much what the MiG-21 is. It's a very simple design, but it's a very effective design. I wouldn't be surprised if the F-16 took some liberties from this. But that's just speculation. I'm going to do one more thing, see what happens when I put it into one hell of a stall. As such. Can I even... Holy shit, can I even put it into a stall? Or can I just simply climb? Nope, there we go. We ran out of momentum. And now we've gotten ourselves into a spin. We quickly got out of a spin too. That's pretty impressive. And we definitely killed our engines. I wonder why. Let's see. Can I start the engines up? I guess not. Well, apparently this thing turned into a glider. Let's see. Whatever. That was expected to happen. What can I say? At least they're realistic about it. But yes, this is the Mig-21. Powerful fighter jet, except in this case, now it is a glider. But definitely an interesting little plane. I'll get a full review up on it soon. Hopefully before release, but definitely I will give you a review, tell you my opinion of it, and I'll be completely unbiased about it. This thing has gotten a lot of positive reviews. That's not going to change me from being biased. I definitely love the developers for making this. I thought it was one of the most ambitious projects ever. And to put it simply, it is a really sexy plane, really detailed. They put a lot of effort into it, blood, sweat, and tears, literally. Well, maybe not literally, except for maybe a few tears, I don't know. But before I crash, I'll just generously donate these village people my airplane. And send it to hell. Oh. Undershot it. But yeah, as I said, I will be unbiased about it. I will be nitpicky as hell. I'm always nitpicky. So, yes, I will scrutinize this airplane and figure out its flaws, but at the same time, I will figure out its strengths, and I will get back to you on that. But with that said, after getting rid of... Man, I wonder how much they cost now. I think you could get them for like 60 grand now. So, after wasting $60,000, I must say that it's an interesting plane. But anyway, with that said, like and favorite this video and subscribe. There are plenty more videos where that came from. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get myself some breakfast. You have a nice day.